John Paul Rai. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and today I want to continue talking about Alec Baldwin and, yes, some drama between Don Trump Jr. and Alec. Now, I gotta say, once again, I disagree with what Don Trump is doing. I think he's taking it way too far. However, he has some motivation to do so. But overall, this is not a defense. It is way too far, but I figured I'd feature it. Don Trump Jr. is selling these t-shirts that have some wording about the incident. I will get into that in an article right now. Here we see from the New York Daily News, Donald Trump Jr. sells t-shirts mocking Alec Baldwin's Rust movie set shooting tragedy. So like I said, this is not something you should do, and you should especially not do this when it's so fresh. This just happened last week. So, I mean, if you're going to do this for some political reasons and because you've got a personal vendetta against Alec Baldwin in this case, at least wait for a long time to go by so the family's got time to at least go through some initial stages of accepting and things like that. I'm not saying it's right, but if you're going to do this and no one can stop the guy from doing it, it's even worse that he's doing it right now. Donald Trump Jr. has taken aim at longtime family foe. He's hawking a t-shirt that uses a tragic movie set shooting to mock Alec Baldwin, who famously skewered his father on Saturday Night Live. So Alec Baldwin has made fun of Trump for a very long time. So if you can put yourself in Don Trump's shoes, I could see why he wouldn't like Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin called for Trump's impeachment. So, I see the motivation. That's all I'm saying. A tee declaring guns don't kill people, Alec Baldwin kills people is selling for $28 on a merchandise site linked to the former president's namesake son. The reference is to the Thursday slaying of cinematographer Helene Hutchins, who was hit by discharge from a prop gun while working on the Baldwin film Rust, which should be mentioned that it was from Alec Baldwin's gun. Just saying, that's kind of an important fact. And here's another recent one from Instagram. Trump also on Sunday shared a picture of Baldwin with a stone-cold expression on Instagram with a caption that read, "That look when an anti-gun nut kills more people than your extensive firearm collection ever has." Again, it's a distasteful thing to say. However, it's true. Alec Baldwin has now killed somebody, whereas gun nuts with collections of like a dozen guns haven't. It's distasteful. It's not the right thing to say right now, but I get the underlining message to it. Baldwin, 63, whose comical impersonation of Donald Trump when he was president garnered widespread attention, has previously been outspoken against the NRA and other guns rights activists. The former president's son, on the other hand, was reportedly considering a run for the executive vice president position at the NRA in December last year. Baldwin has also previously called for Donald Trump's impeachment. And here you see it, guns don't kill people, Alec Baldwin kills people. Like I said, my final decision is this is definitely over the top. I would not do it. It definitely feels bad to see this. So now I want to go over a comment that I got about who's at fault for the actual accident. Because I've been going over this in my mind, reading comments about it, and it's not clear that everyone has a decision on it. So here's a comment I want to read. I'm not sure who this person is, but it seems to make sense, so take it at face value. It's responding to somebody who said Alec Baldwin was at fault. Country Mom from Scratch says, "Not quite. There is an actual unionized expert position that is in charge of firearms on set. An actor is trained in firearm handling, but the master armor is the one legally responsible for the safety of the firearm. It is their job to ensure safety, not an actor or crew member. In fact, an actor opening the gun to check it themselves would be opening up liability. Insurance for a film set wouldn't be valid unless the armor is present," and accountable at all times. Okay, so that makes sense to me. So basically, if Alec Baldwin shot himself accidentally or handled that firearm accidentally, there's insurance issues that are tied up to that. So he's not actually liable for the firearm according to this person, which does make sense to me. So let's keep that in mind when thinking about Don Jr.'s shirt there. There is the argument that it is Alex's fault because he should have taken the personal responsibility to learn how to use a gun if he's going to handle a gun. And I know it's a prop, but obviously it was a gun capable of firing. So I understand that. However, while I think that argument is correct, you should take personal responsibility. Legally, it seems like the armorer on the set is in charge of the safety for insurance reasons and legal reasons, and that makes sense to me. So, there you have it. I said before I didn't like Don Jr. because of his hunting, and I actually hate hunting. I think it's a crime. I think that should just be illegal to go and shoot an animal, especially like an elephant or a lion or something endangered like that he's hunting once in a while. And now this. So I gotta say, I have to admit, I agree with some of his core principal issues, but the guy is a little out of control, and he is, you could say, overboard at this point. You guys let me know what you think down below, doing shout-outs, special thanks, things like that. This case is getting a little more interesting than I thought, and of course, I gotta say this, there's also people wondering, I was wondering, how's that going to affect her family and things like that? And I gotta assume that Don Jr. doesn't mean it as a stab at her family, at her tragic incident. I think it's all directed at Alec Baldwin. That makes sense. There's no motivation and no evidence at all that Don Jr. doesn't like the family or something like that. So I would assume it's all directed at Alec Baldwin. Anyway, we're done here. If you're not subscribed, consider it. And if you consider it and don't subscribe, I guess I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.